kiddos. It's good to see everybody again. There's a real special day coming up on Sunday. It's Mother's Day. And so I hope you guys are all treating your moms really well. So I have a couple of stories and I have a little craft that you guys can make for your moms. Okay? So my first story is called Ask Mr. Bear. Once there was a boy named Danny, and one day it was Mother's Day. And Danny said to himself, "What shall I give my mother for Mother's Day?" Now, boys and girls, if you can read, you can see that it says birthday, but I really like to use this for Mother's Day. So that's what I read. So Danny started out to see what he could find. He walked along and he met a hen. "Good morning, Mrs. Hen," said Danny. "Can you give me something for Mother's Day?" "Cluck, cluck," said the hen. "I can give you a nice fresh egg for Mother's Day." "Thank you," said Danny, "but she has an egg." "Let's see what we can find then," said the hen. So Danny and the hen skipped along until they met. Who do you think they met? Let's see. Ooh, do you guys know what that animal is? It's a goose. "Good morning, Mrs. Goose," said Danny. "Can you give me something for Mother's Day?" "Honk, honk," said the goose. "I can give you some nice feathers to make a fine pillow for Mother's Day." "Oh, thank you," said Danny, "but she has a pillow." "Let's see what we can find then," said the goose. Oh, so we've met a hen and we've met a goose. Who will be next? So Danny and the hen and the goose all hopped along until they met, a goat. "Good morning, Mrs. Goat," said Danny. "Can you give me something for Mother's Day?" "Ma, ma," said the goat, "I can give you milk for making cheese." "Oh, thank you," said Danny, "but she has some cheese." "Let's see what we can find then," said the goat. So Danny and the hen and the goose and the goat all galloped along until they met. I see the animals are getting a little bigger each time. I wonder if it will be a bigger animal. Oh, a sheep. "Good morning, Mrs. Sheep. Can you give me something for Mother's Day?" "Ba, ba," said the sheep. "I can give you some wool to make a warm blanket for Mother's Day." "Thank you," said Danny, "but she has a blanket." "Let's see what we can find then," said the sheep. So Danny and the hen and the goose and the goat and the sheep all trotted along until they met. A cow. "Good morning, Mrs. Cow," said Danny. "Can you give me something for Mother's Day?" "Moo, moo," said the cow. "I can give you," what do cows give? "Milk and cream." "Aw, thank you," said Danny, "but she already has some milk and cream." "Then ask Mr. Bear," said the cow. "He lives in the woods over the hill." "All right," said Danny, "let's go ask Mr. Bear." "No," said the hen. "No," said the goose. "No," said the goat. "No," said the sheep. "No, no," said the cow. Ooh, I think they might be afraid of Mr. Bear. I would. You think Danny's going to go? So Danny went alone to find Mr. Bear. He ran and he ran until he came to the hill. And then he walked and he walked until he came to the woods. And there he met Mr. Bear. "Good morning, Mr. Bear," said Danny. "Can you give me something for Mother's Day?" said the bear. I have nothing to give you for Mother's Day, but I can tell you something you can give her. Danny said he didn't have anything for his mother for Mother's Day. I wonder what the bear's going to tell him. So, Mr. Bear whispered a secret in Danny's ear. Oh, said Danny, thank you, Mr. Bear. Then he ran through the woods and he skipped down the hill and he came to his house. Guess what I have for Mother's Day? Danny said to his mother. So his mother tried to guess. Is it an egg? No, it isn't an egg, said Danny. Is it a pillow? No, it isn't a pillow, said Danny. Is it cheese? Nope, not cheese, said Danny. Is it a blanket? No, it isn't a blanket, said Danny. Is it milk or cream? No, it's not milk or cream, said Danny. And his mother could not guess at all. So Danny gave his mother a great big bear hug. You guys have all got that, right? You've got a bear hug you could give to your mother. Well, Mr. Bear was wise, wasn't he? So let me show you our craft. Because when we go to story time at the library, we do some stories, and then we do our craft, and then we come back and do some stories. So I'm going to do my craft in the middle, just like I usually do. So look at this. Look at this snazzy painting. So these are dandelions, and we see a lot of these right now, right? And I know that as mom, my kids picked a lot of these for me. So what's special about the way I did this is just a blue piece of paper, and I've got some yellow paint, and I used a fork. So I just dipped a plastic fork. If you don't have a plastic fork, you might be able to use a real one, but you definitely have got to ask your mom about that. But you just dip a fork in your paint and you swish out this way and swish up this way and swish out that way, and pretty soon you've got some really nifty dandelions. And then I just used a marker to make the little stems and leaves, and then I've got a really, really sweet poem, you guys. Let me see if I can show you, and I'll read it to you. It says, I'm your little flower, Mom. Please help me grow and bloom. Take the weeds, but leave the roots and give me lots of room. Mom, you are my gardener, my sunshine and my rain. Too much will make me wither. With enough, I'll bloom again. I am your little flower, Mom. I'm different from the rest. Don't pick me, Mom. Just help me grow to be my very best. That's a good one, isn't it? Moms are good at that. Dads too, huh? So, if you want to paint that really nice picture for your mom, I think she'll love it. All right. So I've got another of my favorite Mother's Day books, and it's called I'm Glad I'm Your Mother. I'm glad I'm your mother. Please let me say why. I'm glad I'm your mother when we go to the store or when we come home and you open the door. Oh, I hope you guys are being helper bees for your moms while everybody's home. I'm glad I'm your mother when you play in the yard or you do all your chores even when they seem hard. I'm glad I'm your mother when you take a good nap or I read you a book while you sit on my lap. Naps and books, those are some of my favorite things. I'm glad I'm your mother when we splash in your pool or when I need help and you bring me a stool. Moms like helpers. I'm glad I'm your mother when you make me a painting or you hide all your creatures to keep me from fainting. Oh, do you see his frog? Woo! I'm glad I'm your mother when you say I'm pretty or you tell me a joke to show that you're witty. I'm glad I'm your mother when we all go to church or when something's lost and you help with the search. Aww. I'm glad I'm your mother when you kiss me goodnight, or you tell me you're sorry when something's not right. Oh, do you see? She woke the baby up, but she said sorry. That's the right thing to do, isn't it? I'm glad I'm your mother when I tuck you in bed, or I fluff up the pillow for under your head. But most of all, I'm glad I'm your mother just because you're you. I miss all of you guys, and I hope that we're back together real soon. And until then, keep reading, and I hope I keep seeing you here on our YouTube channel. Parents, subscribe and hit that little bell so that you'll get notifications when we put some more content up here. And oh, we should do our closing, shouldn't we? So we should tickle the stars and tickle your toes, turn around and tickle your nose, reach way down low, reach way up high. Story time's over, so wave bye-bye. See you guys.